Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of SeemsGoodMagic.com. This is Travis Sowers, and we're jumping into a Magic 2010 single elimination draft. And it's not Monday. Isn't that so weird? Doing 2 videos this week and none next week because during the online pre-release for Emo, that's what I've decided to abbreviate Eldritch Moon as, although I'll also accept Elmo. I will actually be at GP Montreal with my fiance. We're going to go hopefully crush the GP, but also mainly just have a good vacation together and hang out with some of my friends up there. So I thought I would do an extra video this week so we can see kind of an old flashback format while it's relevant. Then next week, I'm sure Alex will guide you successfully through the pre-releases. And then the following Monday, I'll be back with you with some amazing emo content. So I'll fire this up as soon as the draft fires. I will also be streaming. I'm going to need more coffee. The heck out of emo once it's released online. So you can check that out at twitch.tv/Simulan for all of your emo needs. All right, here we go. I realized that was just seconds for you guys, but it was like 20 minutes to actually get this thing to fire. So I kind of have to remember what I'm doing. Okay, so we've actually got an interesting pack here. I like drafting M10 because it's kind of old school. Draft how you want. This one's tough because there's Sarah Angel, which is a bomb, which I think I take over pacifism. I'm just not sure if I prefer the Doom Blade over the Angel, and I think I actually do. There's some argument, and this is a good time to kind of talk through this. Like, there's some argument to, well, I don't actually think there's an argument, but there are people who will say, take the Doom Blade and pass both of these, trap people into white, ha ha ha, you got them. It doesn't really matter what we get past so much, what we're passing so much as what we get past. I've really got to have another sip of coffee for this to make sense. There we go. If black's open, yeah, we'd be happier to have the Doom Blade, but if white is open and getting past, we'd be way happier having the Sarah Angel, because it's just amazing. And it's our first pick. We're not guaranteed to play any of them, so we'll take Sarah and kind of see where we go from there. I always look for like bombs and removal in the first couple packs, and we've got one here in the Merfolk Looter. I like Elvish Visionary a lot too. I actually think the Pike Master is okay. 3/3 for 3 with first strike is not bad, and there are a few common soldiers in white, which is relevant. Stone Giant, aka Chuck, is not bad, but Merfolk Looter is a bomby bomb. Tendrils of Corruption is also interesting too. I mean, it probably doesn't go in the same deck as the Sarah Angel, but I don't care. I'll take the Looter. I'm super happy to have a Looter. And I don't know what we're doing yet, but I know it's going to involve this Fireball, because that's just amazing. It's looking here like we're seeing good red and blue cards. Also, Weakness is a thing. Here's one of the other soldiers I was mentioning. Safe Passage can be good. Spark Mage Apprentice can be good, but Fireball's busted and splashable off of just like the Evolving Wilds variant or whatever it is. So we'll kind of see where we're going. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but I think it's going to be somewhere good. None of these cards are particularly amazing. There's some playable ones with Lightning Elemental, Giant Growth, Essence Scatter. I'm tempted to take Celestial Purge because it's such a good sideboard card. I do like playing blue-red a lot. So there's also an argument for taking Essence Scatter. This is perfectly fine and playable in a core set like this one. But not knowing what color I am yet, I guess we could say there are no white cards here, so maybe we're not in white. But this is such a powerful sideboard card. And the rest of these are just filler level cards. Like, you're never like, oh my god, my red deck would be so great if I had a Lightning Elemental. You're just like, I guess I'll play this Lightning Elemental. Sure, I'll take this. If we end up white, I'll be really happy I have access to this. Not sure what's going on here. Ignite Disorder is a fine sideboard card too, but I think we're just blue. Blue X something. Don't care. There is a cat. I see it. It is indeed a cat. Like, this is a great start to a draft. Double Looter? Can't lose. I like blue-green. I don't like combat tricks in blue-green. I'm somewhat interested in the Canyon Minotaur, but that's not really where I want to go. I'm just going to take this Illusionary Servant. You got to be a little careful against some decks with this, but most of the stuff they're going to target it with would kill it anyway. You're basically just turning their pump spells into kill spells for your dude. Now we're starting to get into a place where it's like, okay, Looming Shade can win a game. Mind Rot's a powerful card. Blue and green usually combine well. And I think a Stampeding Rhino is just something I'm interested in. I also really like Mind Rot. If I'm going to go into another color, blue-green is a color combination I like. It makes the Fireball a little easier to splash too. I don't like Drudgies. I don't like any of these cards except for the Fiery Hellhound. I mean, we could end up just blue-red. That'd be fine. This guy is neat because it trades for all the other Scathe zombies in the format, and there's plenty of them. In addition, you can just kill somebody with it if you pump it up. Negate's certainly cool in the board. Might even main deck one. Oh, wow. Okay. These are all cards. By these are all cards I'd play. I mean the Snapping Drake and the Chuck. I call him Chuck because actually Michael in stream reminded me of this the other day. He throws people in the air. That's pretty cool. He kind of chucks them. We've got a great start for a Blue Flyers deck. None of these cards do anything, but Righteousness is kind of a good... You know, I should just cut a spell of my color and go ahead and let white go. Righteousness is certainly playable. Trumpet Blast really isn't in this format from what I could tell. But it looks like we're solidly blue-red. We might be, but again, we could open a green bomb or something and splash it, wield the Lightning Elemental. Okay, so we're probably just blue-red now. Which is fine. I've ended up blue-red once. I think I've done 2 or 3 of these on stream, and the blue-red decks were some of the best ones. Convincing Mirage can be playable. It's not good. I don't want to play it. Celestial Purge is strong enough that if I do pick up an Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic Expanse or whatever it is here, I might just sideboard it in against the right deck. Like, the card's just nuts against a black-red deck. It's just kill anything they have. But third pick Fireball, wheeling Lightning Elementals, late Merfolk Looters means I should probably just be doing this. Not to mention that late Island. That's how you know you're definitely in the right colors. This is a tough one. We've got some really good cards here. Blinding Mage is absurd. Pacifism's obviously great. Howl of the Night Pack is great. All of these cards are fantastic. This is basically unbeatable if you can just derp around and get a bunch of forests. I'm going to take the Bolt. That's what we're looking to do, and then hopefully get past the Divination. And I think I'm pretty happy saying, okay, we're blue-red. Like, pick up a couple more Snapping Drakes, pick up a couple more Looters. We can do a thing, but that's a tough one for Travis. Okay, some good green cards here. Harm's Way can be quite strong. It can be a 2-for-1. It's not often a 2-for-1. I think Seismic Strike is probably where we're going to go. It's, again, instant speed removal. I actively like Ponder, too, when the card quality is relatively low and you may be looking for one good card to finish off a game, like a Fireball or whatever. But I think the first Seismic Strike is okay because it's instant speed. Not much here, and this guy's pretty replaceable. I'm just going to take a Ponder. Again, with multiple things here. We'll find a thing or two to kill them with. It may just be a bunch of Fiery Hellhounds or Snapping Drakes. But being able to filter through and have something to do early is good. Like, there's not a bunch of mana sinks. I guess we've got the Hellhound to dump some red mana into and the Fireball. But it's hard for me to find a reason not to want to play Ponder. It's just a good card. Okay. It's like a Mirrodin Fireball art. I guess it is with like the metal grass blades or whatever. It's pretty cute. He's cute. Which nation? Divination. Yeah, not really much else going on here. This guy's fine. It's a little weird, but the first strike does matter. And Crawlworm, I mean, that does a deck make. But I like drawing cards. It's fun. Let's see if we can pick up some more flyers. Anything would be good. Snapping Drakes would probably be the best. Just that 3-power evasion is super awesome. Phantom Warriors would be fine too. And I've played double blue and double red in the same deck. You can get into some mana issues, especially in one like this where it kind of wants more mountains than anything else. But even firing this off at instant speed for 2 or 3 is not bad. In late game, it can just kill anything. So I really like Seismic Strike. It's not as good, obviously, as the Gruul one way back in the day, where you could deal damage equal to the number of lands. That was pretty strong, pretty strong. It's got an option here to take the Dargon Skull Summit, which would open up a black splash. I don't think there's really any black splash that we would want, though. As a lot of the cards that look splashable aren't. Like, I would probably play an Unsummon in the sideboard. I might play a Spear Hunter if my deck was bad. I like Unsummon if I know my opponent's playing auras and stuff. Opening up a splash I don't think is what I want to do, because I'm thinking about the uncommons that are in the set, like Corrupt and Drain Life, whatever the variant for that is. They all want like massive amounts of black mana, and I'm not splashing for like an Assassinate or whatever. Rod of Ruin is slow as hell, but it will eventually get the job done. I'm not above ruining it. My masterpiece is complete, and so shall be my triumph. I'm seeing some playable white cards come by, and Diabolic Tutor is fine. It's just not crazy. Also, we're pretty firmly, I think, in blue-red. That said, I guess we could run the Unsummon, the Negate, the Purge, and the Angel. It's a little crazy to main deck this, but not absurd. I haven't really been seeing the blue. But I kind of just want, like, 1 or 2 more flyers to kill them with. This will slowly do it. And it does give you a great mana sink. It's just a little too expensive. I much prefer the Prodigal Sorcerer variant. Can't remember what it is. It's a red card. And it's amazing. This is also great art for Unsummon. I'm not even sure what's happening to that dude, but he's just like getting zerped away. It's pretty cute. Well, I probably don't want 2 Rods of Ruin. Although I might, and that might just be my kill condition. I mean, right now it's better than anything else I've got going. God, that is so stupid. That is so dumb. And yet, here we are. White Knight is pretty good. There's an argument to take that and try to hedge back into something that can play the Sarah Angel, but I don't want to do that. I feel like seeing these Merfolk Looters late means I can get good blue cards next pack, and if I have to lean on these to win the game, alright, I will slowly ping you to death. The format is slow enough that I can do that with 1 more card draw spell. It doesn't even have to be a good one. Chuck is good. I like Chuck. It's a great blocker. I don't mind another Seismic Strike. Illusory Servant can be a way to finish a game, though. Like, blue-red spells isn't really a thing. I do like Chuck with lightning elementals. You can just kind of toss it up there and build your own lightning axe if you want to. It's a question of whether I want the Servant or the Strike. I'm going to take the Strike. Like, our removal suite is fantastic now. We've got double strikes, a bolt, and a fireball. That's just disrespectful. That card's way better than that. But I was just saying I'd like more card draw, so let's take it. I'm almost to the point where I can play 18 lands, which is actively something I want to do if I've got a bunch of looters and a bunch of divinations. We're basically building our own control deck. And these Rods of Ruin may or may not make it in there, but it would be funny if that's our only kill condition. We just kill all your stuff and then slowly ping you to death with rods of garbage. And they combo with the looters because I can loot them away. That's what's happening. Get looted. I do not want to play against a crawlworm. Crawlworms are bad. Okay. And it's also a format where you don't really need 2 drops. Like, if I see a good one, I'll play it. But, like, it's Goblin Pikers and Coral Merfolk. Meh. I really just want, like, 2 more Snapping Drakes. Shatter's a nice sideboard card. We could get Fabricate to make sure we can get our Rods of Ruin, but I don't think I want that. If somebody's playing an artifact that we need to wreck, we'll have it. Oh, none of these do anything, so sure. Siege Mastodon's reasonable. I mean, it's a good card. Let's get us through the ends of Zapakia. Still not sure if I should have been white or not. Goblin Chieftain's not bad. Problem is there's not really any goblins I want to put him with. Armored Ascension is not bad. Problem is it's opened up to like removal spells. It can be a beating, but that's why I want to make sure we have an Unsummon in here and like a Doomblade blows it out. I think for what we're doing, I just want the Phantom Warrior. So there's something that can sit here and poke them to death. Like, you can't splash an Armored Ascension. That's pretty bad. And a Goblin Chieftain so that you can get all the Raging Goblins is pretty bad. That's not a deck. Whereas Phantom Warrior is kind of a hard to cast Windrake that will eventually kill them. So I think we'll go with that and not be super stoked about it, but not super unhappy about it either. There's another Gravedigger. I like Gravedigger. It's going to be a clone here. Although a Dragon Whelp would also be pretty good for this deck, and I would like to have it, as would I like the Snapping Drake. Again, I love Ignite Disorder from the board, because that does so many things. It's a bunch of good cards here, but Clone is the best creature on the board. So why would you not want that? If we will either of those creatures, I'll be happy. I doubt we will. But this is back in the day where Red used to have good uncommon flyers. Speaking of good uncommon flyers, here's the best one in the format. We need to remember that we're passing a planar cleansing. Like, that's a real thing, and it is something that we will want to play around. But this is exactly the droid we're looking for. We can now get rid of one of the Rod of Ruins and feel pretty happy about it, and play an Air Elemental and just beat face. Like, this is basically the Blue Sarah Angel. Now we have a kill condition. These guys, we're going to be killing them in the air or unblockable. And then we've got a little bit of burn to go to the face if we need that. And Looter does just smooth everything out. Let's get looting. Fat loots. Alright, bunch of garbage. Bunch of garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. Yeah, none of this really does anything. I kind of can't imagine playing any of these cards. Yeah. I can't imagine playing any of these cards. I'll take the red one in case we have to splash it in. Like, if I just don't get there on playables, maybe we play it, but... Like Kenyan Minotaur, like Essence Scatter. What do? At the beginning of your upkeep, choose a non-land permanent you control and up to 2 target non-land permanents you don't control. Destroy one of them at random. So it's a 6/4 for 6, and it's going to destroy something that's either yours or your opponent's. So you choose a non-land you control and up to 2 non-lands you don't control. This seems good. It is a bit random. I'm probably better off taking the Essence Scatter because I don't really have anything to do on turn 2. Although I can't tell whether this is a bomb or not. The fact that it's a 1/3 chance to screw you and a 2/3 chance to screw them is probably better, but like we've got late game stuff to do. What's up, Servants? Let's get you in here. I'm not sure about that pick. I've not played with that card enough to be sure. Okay. I will play 3. Polymorph. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Reveal cards until it reveals a creature card. It's kind of a neat way to like turn some of your bad stuff into some of your good stuff, but that's not really the droid we're looking for here. I like Ice Cage, but I like Ponder. I kind of just want the Canyon Minotaur here, though. That feels so weird. Because all of these are good cards. I'm just going to take the Ponder. I've got like a mediocre creature over here if I have to play it. Speaking of mediocre creatures, Coral Merfolk is kind of the world's most mediocre creature, but like Flash Freeze is a great sideboard card against a green deck, so I'm going to run that. And we wield a Windrake. Cool. Ignite Disorder is almost good enough to take it, but I want one more evasive threat here, and I will main deck Spark Mage Apprentice all day. That was one thing this format had going for it, with some really good sideboard cards. But unfortunately, we're just going to take a flyer. None of these do anything. Yeah, again, kind of... Oh, there's my last pick, Canyon Minotaur, to finish us up. Nice. Nice. For a core set deck, this is actually a pretty good one. Like, this is just kind of what you get in core sets. Slow, grindy gameplay. We're looking to kill our opponent with Snapping Drake, Air Elemental, Servants, maybe this guy and this. So we've got kind of these things to kill them. I guess this other Snapping Drake too, sure. And then, like, these are just here to kind of keep us alive, keep our draws filtered. We've got pretty good removal. The Seismic Strike is awkward because I want to go 9/8 islands. We'll have to remember that we have multiples of that card. Like, obviously it's more important to hit these guys on turn 3 than it is the Hellhound, and I want to be able to Essence Scatter something on turn 2 or get one of my 3, count them 3 looters in going. And there's a little bit of tension between the looters and the Fireball, because Fireball's never going to be for like 10 if you're looting away all your extra lands, but man, what good problems to have. Still have to go 9/8, even though we're not super heavy into red, or I'm never casting the Hellhound. There's an argument, I suppose, to take it out and run something else, but I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. So we're going to load this bad boy up and see you for round 1 in just a minute. Thanks for tuning in.